Welcome everyone to the third video on Java tutorials. In this video, I'll mainly discuss on the methods in a class and discuss the general form of a function or method definition. Then move on to writing a simple Java program editor. So without wasting any time, let's begin.
So before moving on to the main topic, please subscribe to this channel and like this video. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever a new video gets uploaded.
The general form of a function or a method definition looks similar to this. First, we need to give an access specifier. I have discussed about access specifier details in my last video. Next, give a space and then write the modifier. What are the modifiers and what are its type and why we use it, I'll discuss in this video. Next, again give a space, then define a return type of the function, what the function is going to return and all. Next, again give a space and write the method name or the function name, what the function is to be known as, the name. Next, write the parameter list, the parameters of a function. Let's discuss about them one by one. But remember, after you define the parameter list, to write the function within these two curly braces. Within these two curly braces, whatever is right is known as the body of a function. Let's discuss one by one about each of these different things. First is the access specifier. I have told about the access specifier in my last video. There are mainly 4 types of access specifier that Java allows us. Those are mainly public, protected, private and default. The default mainly means that no access specifier, means nothing. I discussed about them in details in my last video. Do check that out from the I button above. Then the next thing comes is the modifier. So what are modifiers basically? Modifiers modify whether the function can be modified at any time or not. Mainly specifies the modification quality of the function. There are mainly 5 types of modifiers. Include final, native, synchronized, transient and volatile modifier. You actually write these keywords here in place of the modifiers. But one thing about the modifier is that if you define any of the method as modifier, as final method, that is you write final in place of the modifier, then the functionality defined inside that very method can never be changed. Whatever you defined in that body of the function can never be changed throughout the program. The next thing is the return type. Return type is basically the type of data that the function would return. Maybe it can be an integer data, it can be an string data, or it can be no value, that means it don't return any value at all. So return type is basically any valid Java data type. I will discuss about Java data type in some next videos, but till now you remember that in the return type we mainly specify the return any valid Java data type is a return type, or you can give a no value as a return type, that is it should be void, the keyword void. It should be void if it returns no values. The next thing is the method name. It has to be a valid Java identifier. While naming a method, one should follow the method naming conventions. There are various method naming conventions for naming a method. The next thing I'll discuss about it in the later part of this video. Next thing is the parameters list. Remember, the parameter list comes within this first brackets. The parameter list can be a group of parameters or a single parameters, also no parameters, can be empty as well. These are mainly comma separated list of variables of a function referred to as an argument or parameters. They are mainly called arguments or parameters. And the next thing is the body of the function. Whatever you write, whatever you want the function to do is basically the body of that function. the main body of that function. So if we have to define a function, like if we want to write some function, then what are the things we need? We need access specifier, modifier, return type, then give a valid name to a function, and then write some parameters within the list. For example, say you are writing a function. So first you need to give the access specifier, that is public. Say I am giving public, else you can leave it blank for default, or you can make it protected or private. The next is the modifier. The mostly used modifier is static, or in that case, in some case you can also leave the modifier as blank also, that is a null modifier or default modifier. Then the next thing you need is a return type. So you write void, or you can give any other valid Java data type. Next thing is the parameter name. Say parameter name ABC, next the brackets, and within the brackets a parameter list. So parameter list can be a blank or some parameters separated by commas. I am not giving any parameter in this example. And then you need to give these two brackets, curly braces, and write whatever you do want. So you want to do something in this here, you just write whatever you want. Okay, that's what the function ABC does. This is the basic function definition in a class. One thing you need to remember here is that the behavior of an object becomes a method in its class definition. Whatever the object, whatever the behavior of an object I have discussed in my last video mainly becomes an function. Now you know how to create a class, you know how to declare its data members or member methods. So you can think that you can write a simple program in Java. Now, one thing you need to remember is that to write any simple program, all you need to is to define a class, then define its variables or data members, then add a member method main to the class. What is this main member method? The main member method is this thing. Always add a member method main to this class. What is this main? This main is the method name followed by a parameter list, which is usually blank or it has some parameters. Let's see what. But before that, remember all Java classes must need a main to start its execution. So whatever with the Java class you are writing, it's highly necessary that you define a main method. That is, one method must be there that have its name as main. The all in small letters is necessary. Here we are in the editor BlueJ. I prefer using BlueJ. You can use other editors too. So in the editor BlueJ, write a first Java program. For that we need to first declare a class. Say class simple. I'm naming the class as simple. Next thing we need to define the main method, which is the important method. It's like public static void main. Now the next thing is we are printing a statement hello world. How to do that? System dot out dot println Just remember to end this brackets. If in case any brackets is missed, it becomes problem to end the program. It gives you an error runtime. Now look here, this is a simple Java program that will actually print this exact statement, hello world, this to this thing it will print. So what I did here, I wrote a class, named it as simple, then within that class I declared a function method, that is the main function method. Now in the main method, what I did, I gave its access specifier as public, then gave the modifier as static, and then return type as void, and the name of the function is main. Left the parameter list as blank. So while writing a main function, it's not important to give any parameter, but if you want to give any parameter, remember you can give only one parameter for the main function. You cannot provide any other parameter. If you want to take any input through the parameters in the main, it's okay. Main, we usually write a parameter that is string, something like this. I hope I know you cannot understand what this string args is. It's basically an array args of type string type array. So it's is necessary, and you can say it is not necessary also. But we write some parameters in the mains like this string args. It's not mandatory why you give this second brackets. It can be here or it can be here. This is a simple Java program where you print the statement hello world.
So that's all for this video. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram at @LearnOverflow if you wish, where I post important concepts about programming, useful approaches, few memes, and you can learn something, I guess. So you can follow me on Instagram. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel for regular similar videos. I'll be continuing this Java series as the main reason. Till then, this is Shabnik signing off. Thank you.